Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Waldorf. If you are new here, hello, happy to have you. So today we are going to be just kind of going through a list of companies that are here in Seattle. I thought this would be a really useful video for people that are moving here and they're like, well, what does Seattle have to offer besides Amazon or Starbucks? And obviously, like, I will mention those, but there's more than Amazon that lives in Seattle. There's so many places to work here, and this is just a list that I came up with, the top 20 companies that I feel like have a huge presence here. In general, obviously there are so many more, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what Washington and Seattle in general have to offer. So let's get into the video. Okay, the first place I want to talk about is Costco. You've probably heard of Costco. It's basically a grocery store or almost like a convenience store, but you buy in bulk. I actually did a video about a year ago on what Costco is and everything about it because I had never been to one. You have to pay to get a membership for them. Their base is in Issaquah, Washington, which really isn't too far from Seattle. It's pretty close to Bellevue. So yeah, Costco lives here. All right, let's get number 2 out of the way. The second place we're going to talk about is Amazon. Duh, Amazon lives here. It's in Seattle. There is a whole area for it. They have a very, very large presence. Jeff Bezos. We know everything about it. I've been to the Spheres, I've been to Amazon Go, but in case you forgot, Amazon's here. Okay, number 3 is going to be Microsoft. Microsoft's headquarters is actually in Redmond, Washington, which again is over by like the Bellevue, Issaquah area, really not far from Seattle at all, but that is where they live. If you're not aware with what Microsoft is, it is basically a computer software company. They do a lot more than that, but that's like the gist of it, I feel like. And yeah, Bill Gates, yeah. Microsoft lives here. Okay, number 4 is Nordstrom. I used to work there. I know a little bit about it. It's a beautiful store. Their flagship store is amazing. I always feel like even if you're just visiting, it is so worth it to just check out the Nordstroms just because it's so bougie and pretty. So Nordstrom is downtown Seattle. Okay, another one that you've probably heard of. Starbucks. What does Starbucks do? They sell coffee. Their Starbucks is everywhere here, but their headquarters also is here. That's where, you know, the whole thing came from. So Starbucks is here. Okay, our next company is Getty Images. If you're unaware with what Getty Images is, they are basically a company that sells stock footage, whether that's photos or videos, to other companies. This is huge in the designing and marketing world, where you use stuff like that. I'm sure you designers or people that are into photos and videos, you've heard of Getty Images or you may have even used them. And their office, their like headquarters is in Seattle. Okay, the next company is Redfin. You've probably heard of Redfin or seen it online. They are an online real estate type of company. They make it easy to find a home or a place to rent. Actually, I'm not sure if they do rentals. I'm sure they do. But yeah, they do real estate stuff. So their headquarters is in Seattle as well. Okay, so piggybacking off Redfin, we have Zillow. I'm sure you've heard of Zillow. They are very, very similar, Redfin and Zillow. But it's another real estate company that is based online. They are based in Seattle, and I have heard that Zillow specifically has like amazing Christmas parties, holiday parties, whatever you want to call it. And guess what? I'm right here. I would love to check one of their parties out because I hear that they are the shit. I hear they throw down. I want to go to a Zillow party so bad. So Zillow's in Seattle. Okay, the next company is Picard. I think I'm saying that right. If you're not familiar with what Picard is, I guarantee you probably know what the logo looks like. That is the Picard logo. They are actually like Pacific Car. I think that's like what their name stands for. So Picard is in Bellevue. A lot of the places I'm going to talk about today are in Bellevue. They are one of the largest manufacturers when it comes to medium and heavy duty commercial type of vehicles. And not just like in the US, but like all over the world. So Picard is a pretty big deal, and I feel like it's one company that for sure gets overlooked, but their base is here, which is huge. It's a big deal. Okay, so now moving into the ever so sweet music genre, we have Sub Pop. Sub Pop is a record label. They have signed a lot of bands. Some you may have heard of, like Nirvana. They have Beach House, Fleet Foxes, etc. They have so many great bands that they have signed. I feel like I see people wearing Sub Pop shirts everywhere. They're a pretty big deal over here, and for good reason. They signed some really good bands. Along with that, they are located in Seattle. Okay, moving on to a retail company that you probably didn't know existed here is Zoomies. So Zoomies is actually located in Linwood. It's still pretty close to Seattle, but it's probably the farthest one I'm talking about. If you're not aware with what Zoomies is, they are a clothing retail type of brand. They're geared towards skateboarders, motocross, snowboarding, that type of genre of audience. But yeah, their headquarters is here. It looks super sweet. So Zoomies is in Linwood if you're interested in that. Okay, moving on, we're going to be talking about Zulily. What is Zulily? You may or may not have heard of it. I feel like for the most part, people have probably heard of it. Zulily is a e-commerce type of company. They sell clothes, they sell home products, they sell toys, they sell a lot of stuff, but their base is downtown Seattle. Okay, the next company we're going to talk about is T-Mobile. You may or may not know of this company. They do cell phone things. They do mobile things. You know what? I think that you know what T-Mobile is. Anyways, they are based in Bellevue, Victoria area, which is just kind of like a sub-city, sub-neighborhood of Bellevue. That's where they're located. They have a pretty big presence here. I think like it's a little confusing because they're like, I think a large shareholder or whatever person is in Germany, but their like American base it's in Washington. It's in Bellevue. So yeah, T-Mobile's a pretty big deal here. There's a lot of homes in that area, and they play a decent amount of people. Okay, moving on, we have Savers and Value Village. If you're not familiar with Value Village, I'm sure you're familiar with Savers. Essentially, it's a like secondhand thrift store, basically like a Goodwill. They are located in Bellevue, which I had no idea. When I was researching all these companies, I was like, oh, what? I did not know that there was a headquarters of Savers in Washington. That's super cool. Savers is dope. You can get some great deals at Savers. Okay, the next place I'm going to talk about is Eddie Bauer. They are in Bellevue as well, and they are basically like a retail company. I think they have that American classic type of look, and I think they have like their audience is maybe to like the older crowd. Although now that I think about it, I do have a pair of pants and a shirt from Eddie Bauer. Shit. Okay, next. The next company is Expedia. Super cool. Did not know Expedia was here, even though I pass it almost every day. Expedia is in Bellevue. They have a big, beautiful building. There's a lot of people that work there. I see them come in and out of that building all the time. Yeah, Expedia is downtown Bellevue. If you're not aware, they are like a global travel online type of company. They do stuff with like other online companies as well, like Hotwire and Hotel.com. I feel like a lot of people buy tickets through Expedia if you're gonna fly somewhere. It's pretty cool. I didn't know Expedia was here, but they are here. Their headquarters is in Bellevue. Number 17, we have Nintendo of America. This is pretty cool, and I feel like this is pretty unique to Washington in general. Nintendo of America lives in Redmond. I couldn't exactly be sure what they do there. I don't know anybody that works at Nintendo. They are one of the largest video game companies. Obviously, Nintendo's main headquarters and main base is in Japan, but for us Americans, we do have a base here, and it is in Washington, which is super cool. Obviously, we would not be complete without a Pacific Northwest vibe type of company, and with that I bring you REI. REI lives here. Their headquarters is in Kent. If you're not familiar with what REI is a outdoors recreational type of clothing gear company. You can get a lot of stuff there, and like I said, they are located in Kent, but I believe they are moving to Bellevue. So yeah, if you're looking to like do headquartery stuff, big whatever, REI is here. So pretty cool. Okay, so this next company is probably not the biggest company you've heard of, but Washington in general is pretty gamer friendly, and I feel like a lot of people that work here work in the gaming development type of jobs. So I have to mention Sucker Punch Productions. They're like a first party video game type of developer. I believe they were bought out by Sony. I know they used to be independent. It's definitely one company that does gaming stuff here. There's a ton though, so make sure if you are into gaming, research the companies you want to work for, because there's a bunch over here. That's just one I pulled from, and yeah, Sucker Punch Productions. Pretty rad name. Let me know if I missed the mark on this one. I know Washington has a lot of different gaming type of companies over here, and I would love to become more aware. So, Sucker Punch Productions. Okay, you guys, and the last company I want to talk about is Boeing Company. So let me just start by saying that I know that Boeing, their like headquarters is no longer here, but it used to be. They used to have their headquarters used to be here. It is now in Chicago, I believe. But I had to mention Boeing because they employ such a large amount of people in Washington that I feel like this video won't be complete without Boeing. So I had to mention Boeing. If you're unfamiliar with what Boeing is, let me quickly explain. They're a multinational corporation. They design airplanes, they design rockets, they design satellites, and so many more things. But they have a huge presence here, and I feel like this video would not be complete if I didn't mention them. They are in the Seattle area, more in like SoDo area, I believe. But yes, Boeing is here. Okay, you guys, that kind of sums it up. I know it was like quick, but I just wanted to give you a rundown of, 20, in my opinion, huge companies that are here in Seattle. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more content that is based around Seattle, things like this, give me that thumbs up so I know that. And if you aren't already, please subscribe. It helps me out and it lets me know that this is the kind of content you guys want. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!